Hi and welcome back to another episode, another video of Dad's RC Hangar. This is another episode actually of the F9F Build. We're going to do the electronics. Everything's glued, hardened. It's been a while since I've had to get out into the hangar actually. It's been very busy. But hey, this is the season to be jolly. If you celebrate Christmas, a Merry Christmas if I don't make another video. If you don't, have a great holiday. I mean, everyone's going to have some time off. Everyone's going to have some fun. I know I haven't got any tinsel or lighting bells or anything, whatever. What am I talking about? Let's just get on with the video. Alrighty, welcome back. Yeah, what was I talking about? Christmas bells and lighting, Christmas lighting. That's what I was trying to say. And it all tried to come out of my mouth at the same time. It's all good, it's all good. Right, okay, what we got here, we have got a 4-channel FI Sky receiver, only a little diddy one, because I thought I'd give this a go in here anyway, rather than putting my big boys in there, because there's not a lot of room in here. And of course I've got my voltage sensor, also FI Sky, so I seem to, I don't know, have a weird fetish about these, because I've got about 8 of them. Don't ask me why, but anyway, whatever. I must have made a wrong error somewhere in the buying. Now, as you can see, we've still got to put our control rod in. If you remember, if you've watched the other movie, I think we should do that. We'll do that in a minute, because I'm trying to get in here. So I want to loosen this off first of all. So I've actually tried to see. In fact, I can't. Because did I connect it? I connected it, didn't I, to the aileron? Okay, I could disconnect it, but should I disconnect it? Yeah, should I? Because it was a bit of a pain in the bum to get on, from what I can remember. It's not really on, so okay. I don't think I did leave. I think I just temporary. So let's just take that out. So we've got both our rods out to give us a bit more room. Once again, you know, I should have done this really when it was just the body rather than the wings. But hey, you know me, I like to do things difficult. Right, okay. So don't worry about them. They're basically the ailerons. Sorry, not elevator. Yeah, the elevators, ailerons. Yes. Back elevator, yeah, whatever. Right, so I've just stuck them through there. So if you look at the air comes through here and then goes through into the back to the EDF. So, and there's not, I mean, normally there's not a hole here. I'm going to cover this up, possibly. A bit of water on there. I had a bit of a leak in the hangar. It's not good. Not good to have water in here. It could just go rusty. But anyway, it's been pretty bad weather in the UK here. Anyway. So when they're putting this here, I'm not sure what's actually cooling the ESC, unless it's just the backdraft. So putting it underneath is not going to matter really. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So they have cable tied it just on here. Oh, if I can get these are so tough. In fact, look at that. Look, you see that? Is that a bit of rust in there? Shouldn't be. But you know, condensation gets everywhere, and it's going to get in all of my planes. Not good. In the summer I'm going to be redoing the hangar. It's going to be having a bit of a facelift inside. It's going to have all lovely insulation in the walls, and yeah, but that's the summer thing. Let's hope my planes last that long. So we've got a little servo cable here, but that's all good because we're going to be hopefully having a servo here, and the ESC with obviously the motor I want to put down in here. Now, I was actually thinking to cut these out here, so then I can bring this through. Because let's have a look here, because I've gone for diddiness. If that is such a word, diddiness. Let's have a look. Right, so we've got lots of cables here, and bits and pieces. I mean, I'll have to have a little read up on it, but it's. I should have had a read of it. Should I really? Yes, of course. Just time. I have no time these days. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, so here's your little 1 to 4 channels, and presumably the S bus out and the aux is on the side. So which have got bare ends, which is a bit weird. I don't know why. But yeah, that's a bit weird. So look, it's only diddy. Look at it. Diddy diddy diddy. Let's see if I can zoom into that. Look at that diddiness. He's so small. Okay, so yes, let's get back to that, because obviously we haven't got a rudder on this, which has got elevons, elevators and power. So we don't need any bigger than a 4-channel. Well, it's actually a 4 to 16 channel on the S-Bus, I suppose. I don't know. Possibly. I talk a load of baloney, but you know, you can go on the FR Sky site and look at all this stuff and say, you know, Chris, you just do not know what you're talking about. And I'll say, yes, I don't. Oh look, it has got a pack. I've just realised. So we've got one with ends on for connectings to the lumidity to a female to female, or this should just be the lipo sensor. We'll work it out. Don't worry. This is the whole good thing about it. Anyway, so this is quite diddy. So this has only got to go really. Whereabouts are we going to put this? Because we want one of the aerials to face down, of course. And so we could put it down there, and one of the aerials to go horizontal, vertical is the word I'm looking for. So everything comes from there. So that, yes, so it could be probably about there, or we could just stick it on the bottom, which would be nice. So if that's that, then we have got. So if we get the battery, do I have a battery? Yes, I do. This is a 3-cell battery, 3S, which I think it does take a 3S. So let's see. So I've got to think about putting the battery in. So it does come quite far. So if I just, in fact, I don't think it fits this one. It doesn't. No, it doesn't fit this type. This fits a smaller type. Yeah, that one was a 3S75C. This is a 45C. An Admiral type. I have got different types. Yeah, so that's only going to fit a 45C. Ooh, right to the nose. Why it needs a bit of foam there, I don't know, to hold that in. But so once that's in, you know, you've got that only needs to be there. So maybe if we just stick it there and there for a minute. 'Tis the season to be jolly, tra-la-la. I presume I could sing that. Who knows? Hey, adults are allowed to enjoy Christmas as much as other people. Will that come through? Yes, it will. Right, so that is that. Do I get a bit more length on that? He says. I envy people sometimes that have got long, skinny fingers. Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's okay. I mean I could Yeah, I mean I could stick. Let's have a little think. I need to think. I try to think, but I think over the video because it's good to think with me if you're watching this. Because I was thinking of underneath here. So you see a little battery there. You see where the battery comes up to actually on there. If you can see that, there's actually a little stopper inside. It's kind of cool. So it's just so much. What do you say across the pond? Real estate. Yeah, I love that word. So much real estate in there. You know, it'd be nice just to have it here. I just like electronics. I think that's my problem. There's nothing else to open. This does pop off, by the way, but it is glued. So if I have the battery here, because I've also got my lipo sensor that I like in all my planes, which is pretty good, and I like to see my lipo sensor because the sensor's good because it tells me, you know, exactly the battery that's in there and how much it's on. So I could have that there, stuck down there. Yeah, that's a possibility. Or I could, you know, we could always stick it in the cockpit. I'll probably end up cutting some of this out because I'm taking too long. Okay, there you go. That wasn't long, was it? So basically on here I've got now a cable tie, and that would be okay for then joining the battery, and then that could be pushed down there, so that's all good, that's out of the way. Now I want to put the electronics in the back, so I've got what we call a craft knife, and I think some people call it an X-Acto blade in many different things. Please be careful if you're using this one, it's because I don't know what else I could use to cut this, so I just need to cut this little piece out. Now I could have used like I need some sort of saw, but I didn't want to I didn't want to yeah, I haven't got a saw that small. Maybe I need to get something, maybe you can buy this sort of thing from somewhere, from a hobby store or something, a little saw, because I also wanted to, oh there you go, be careful, I also was trying to see if I could use the Dremel. Let's get that cable out of the way, but no, that failed as well. So I thought, well, let's try this X-Acto blade. I like that, X-Acto blade. That's a cool name. Word of the day, X-Acto blade. Coming to store near you. There you go, the X-Acto blade's done its little job. Let's stick it back without cutting myself. Oh dear, that's all falling. Okay, we'll stick it in there. There you go, look, nice little pack. X-Acto blade. From your local hobby store. Okay, so let's get that out before I forget, and then I will be flying it, and suddenly the fans go, blades from the fans, you know, out the back. There you go. Right, so that, you never. I'm going to keep that because I like to keep things like that, because you never know when you're going to need it. Right. Okay, so I think I could put all my cables on here. I do, and then you could still push the little button there, which is so small, but I could press it. I'm blind as a bat, remember? Well, not as blind as a bat, because a bat, you know, can't see at all. But let's, I should have thought about that and just gone around the back arse of that, really, but that's okay. This is for the throttle, but we'll stick it, hopefully it should stick in that hole. It's got a little magnet on there that stops interference, I believe. There's a word for it, I can't remember it, but hey. So we've got our elevators there. We have got our throttle over here. There you go. And if I bring these back into here, I hope you can see what I'm doing. You should be able to. Whether it's in focus or not, I don't know. Should have brought these. I should have done a lot of things with this plane. Maybe I need to put a extension on there to bring it round. No, I don't need that. I'll just go in there. Okay, so these will go into a wire cable anyway. Not you'd need to, because it's got only because you could split it, to be honest with you. Why you'd need to do that on this plane, I don't know. Right, sticking it. Admittedly, I know this is not really interesting for you, watching me try and stick a cable. It went easy on the other one. There we go. Because it didn't have a servo in the way. But I can see that down there. But you know, you might see this. It's all like, you know, on these videos is just watching me make an idiot of myself. But it's just so, you know, maybe you could turn around to yourself and go, there's a better way of doing that. I'm glad Chris was doing that. Right, I'm going to have to get in front of the camera, I think. Didn't have my little Magno tray. Right, so I can stick these on now. That's that one. Make sure I get the right one. So that's that servo there. Yes, so it must be these two. Let's get the polarity the right way around, of course. And I don't think I'm going to need. Let's push that in. Push. I don't need to blend them. Blend them. Love that name. Blend them. Right, okay, and that's the other one. So this goes there. Polarity. So we're up to 87 subscribers. That makes me so happy that actually people are having fun watching me, or at least learning stuff. It's great to see so many people from over the pond, so hello from over the pond. But I really appreciate that I'm not just alone and talking to myself and everyone thinks I'm a bit of a cuckoo madman. Right, I tell you what I haven't done, I haven't got my... I'm going to have to turn the heater on in here because it's cold. Hello. It's cold. So I'm going to stick my heater on, so it shouldn't make too much noise. But it's getting a bit cold. So, right, what am I talking about? I don't know. Yes, right, so this could be stuck at the bottom. Ho ho ho, okie smoky. Okay, right, so I had to answer the phone, and then I decided to have some lunch, and then I had a cup of tea, and before you know it, we're back. Right, okay. So, as you can see here, that I've moved, there's my two holes that not necessarily mean to be there anymore, but this is good, because then you'll know not to do it, if you would do it this way. So I brought it underneath, and then I've cable tied the cable here, so I've connected to my receiver as I think we did before I had a break. I think, yes, I'm sure we did. I've got my LiPo. We're not going to need these now. I'm not going to cut them off. I think I'll just sort of put them in. Just I don't know. Just blend them to this. Let's do that now. In fact, let's get my blender out. I thought I was ready, but I'm not. Blend them. Where are they? Blend them. Oh, I've got some new toys to show you. I'm going to do some videos. I keep saying I'm going to do these videos. I get time. We're going to have like a tool day. Dad's RC Hangar tool day. Okay. I'm not sure where my scissors are. That's good, isn't it? As he comes up close to the furry monster that's on top of his camera. Yes, I don't know where I put my scissors. I put things somewhere and I think, oh, they'll be safe. That's it, not crashing about in the hangar. Ah, oh, dear me. It's okay, it's okay. We will blend them in a little while. Now, what I do need to have is my favourite Velcro stuff. Ah, look, of course. Where do you think the safe place would you put your scissors for cutting your blendem? In the blendem box. Yes. Of course. Alrighty then. Yeah, there you go. Signs of old age, that is. Right, so let's cut my blendem with my blendem scissors in my blendem box. So let's just can you see what I'm doing here? I probably can't actually, sorry. There we go. I'm just going to stick a blendem around them so they, you know, we won't need them on this plane, but it stops them from flapping about and touching anything we don't want it to touch. So there's all my stuff that's connected. So now I can get my super duper. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just pull them out of the way so then I can get the Velcro tab, my sticky Velcro tab. Yes, pliers would be better than my chubby checkers. So if I stick that down in there, right there. Oh, yep. Stick your finger in there and wrap it around. Boom. Right, okay. Then we will use a furry one and stick it to the back arse of the receiver. Nice and furry. Okay, so making sure we keep the power, the XT out the way, which this is lovely. Now this is going to be sitting this way, so the cables will run sort of forward a bit. Let's manipulate that so then that sits in there at the bottom, out the way. Now I did do a cheeky thing, and I'm sorry because I thought, what am I doing? I forgot to put the camera back on again. I bound this RX4R to my receiver already, mainly because doing it before it's stuck in. If it was stuck in, it'd be like it's all fingers and thumbs. So here is easy. I just have to push it there, click the little button, but you all know about binding. If you don't, then and I haven't made a video. I'm not sure if I have or not. then shout me up and say, Chris, make one. I'm sure I did though, but maybe not. Okay, so what that's now the throttle cable can be pushed back down again, like so. It's all nice and neat, exactly the way I like things. So we can bring one of our, without trying to bend it, bring one of our aerials around. I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't mind about how their electronics look, but I do. I'd rather spend an extra hour or a couple of hours making things look neat. Right, okay, so now we've got, I mean, we could actually bring those back through that hole, couldn't we? That would be nicer, wouldn't it? So let's get our pliers, and just on the edge of this hole, if I can grab it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. That's it, then that pulls them cables out the way there. Right, let's get my polarity right. Minus at the bottom, minus is black. You have got to watch this actually. I nearly made a mistake. Where's the paper? And if you are using this FR Sky 4 channel receiver, you have got to watch this. So let's have a look here. So what you've got to watch on here is that the minus is in the middle, at the end, sorry. They're both, you know, so they don't go sort of like signal plus minus, it goes backwards, so the mirror image. So be careful of that. I nearly made a mistake on that. Was it a blow up or not? I don't know. Right, I have got a little cover it. I have got a little, where are they? I moved everything so it'd all be nice, and then now I can't take fire. There's little black things that you get that kind of sit over the pins when you're not using them. I just, so nothing touches it basically. Right, let's put the blender to one side, and I'm going to need my Velcro again that I put away. Okay, so let's take one of these Velcros out. My little pack of Velcros are actually getting quite small, but you can order them from lots of places. Okay, so I can stick these together, making sure that the hooks are facing away. Now while I'm doing this actually is I'll just stick this on, so ground will be black. This is just an extension lead that you can get. This is a 3S extension lead. I don't think I'm going to fly this with 4S. If I do, then I can just change this over. It's not a biggie. So actually, if I could probably then, thinking about it, put that, how am I going to do this? Should have tried this before I got sticky on it, because I want to get it out of the way of the, yeah, okay, there you go. So let's fire this baby up, I think, just to check a few things. Now, as I say, I did bind it, so I kind of cheated in a way. But you know, if you're watching this, you probably know how to bind things anyway. If not, leave something in the comments and we'll do it. Now I am using my X10. I only use the XD9 because I have to, because my trainer, well, I'm the trainer, my instructor Keith, he uses that. Why I buddy box off this one. Okay, so let's power things up. So I have got, what's it, an Admiral 2200 11.1 volt 3S. This is an Admiral good make. This got good make. Some, you know, I'm not being paid by Admiral to say, hey, use this battery. Of course, if they want to pay me, then that's fine. Send me some batteries. They're bloody expensive. Right, so we can connect our little lead here that gives us the battery voltages, which, as you can see, I don't know, it's going to, because of the refresh rate and stuff of the camera, but it says 3.8 volts per cell. As I say, it's it's not charged. Now, one thing I noticed about this that I don't like, let's get that over, let's get that underneath the XT60. Now I just want to make sure, I mean, okay, my aerial, maybe you can't really put it there. It shouldn't matter next to the power, I mean, you know, everything's next to a battery anyway. But I'm more concerned about these. We haven't done that, have we? Well, we can leave that plugged in, actually, because it's only reading the telemetry of the voltage of the battery. Let's stick these poles back in. So we got one here. If you remember, we left them off, or left one of them off, and we should see one pop in here. Oh no, help the camera. There you go. That's one. And then we've got another one on the other side. Now this one we left off, remember, because we were gluing, and I was a bit worried about this being stuck in the hole. So let's put the rod back in the hole, he says. There you go, and there should be two. So there we go, there's our two rods. Lord knows how I'm going to stick a bigger model in here, or work on one. I'm going to make some more space. Right, screwdriver. Sound like a surgeon. Scalpel. Pliers. Good God, it's a boy. No, right, okay, let's get this in. Let's just loosen this off. Now, I'd prefer this if this was an Allen bolt. Yes, because they're nicer to tighten up, but that doesn't mean you can't replace them. There's nothing wrong with you replacing them. Right, so while they're stuck in, let's just put them, let's not clip them. Right, so let's just push them in. So let's make sure that I've got the long bit, so I want to twist that round. Yep, stick it in the middle on that one. Oh, there, that is a bit stiff in there. That's probably why it was so such a pain to get off, the actual hole of the horn. So let's just yeah, that one's quite tight as well. Okay, it's all good. Rather tighty than loosey. Right, let's, yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. Let's, now, I don't think I tested, did I test these? I'm getting all excited, and I think I did, didn't I? I did test the centre. But let's turn it on. Let's turn it on. Just to say, it hasn't got props, so we're all good. So that's on cut. So that looks good to me. So so let's centre. Oh, come on. Because it's pushed right up. Right, let's get these so we think they're actually centerized. Words I'm coming out with today are crazy. I think that looks pretty level to me. So let's gently, I'm just saying, you're not really seeing what I'm doing, are you now? You watch, I'll go and put this video ready to go on YouTube. And I think, oh dear, no one saw exactly what I was doing. So all I'm doing here is I'm tightening up the servo because it's in its position. Now when you tighten this up, always hold the kind of what it screws into, because otherwise you end up breaking the servo. Oh, there you go. That's, to me, that's tight. So when that's, I want to make sure that it doesn't. Well, I don't know where that's going to sit. Maybe it doesn't fit down there. Oh no, there you go. It'll fit in there. That's perfect. Look at that. There you go. See, that's all nice and neat. Right, before we start playing about with the stuff, you can't. All I'm doing is clipping these, but oh, okay, you can see there. So I'm happy with the position. Clip and clip. It's a bit of a soft clip, that one. Let's roll these on. So then there's little bits of rubber you can't see because I've had to drop the plane. Okay, so let me just push that. It's always hard putting the rubber on with one hand. There we go. So there you go. So hopefully that's, I can't. There we go. Let's push that. There you go. See, and that's pretty darn level. About the same, aren't they? They look about the same. I'll soon know because it'll start rotating. But there you go. I mean, that's we're going to fire it up now. So I think what we should do is let's put the let's make sure this fits. So a little canopy. There you go. I've got to put some more blendum on here because it doesn't allow you to grab it. So I'll just make a blendum in there to pull it up. That all fits down nicely. That just fits down a bit more. Well, it's got a spar in there. I don't know why. Probably just to try and take it out. So there she is, pilotless. She's a drone. I've got to stick the nose on in a minute, but let's give it a bit of welly, shall we? So there you go. Oh, look at that. I did want to put a shiny light in there, but there you go. So let's my throttle off. No, it is. So. Holy moly. There you go. So elevators. Wicked. And ailerons. Now that is a serious throw, but I haven't added any throws yet. But that is 4%. There you go. Okay, battery just died on me. Okay, so as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by the low battery. We're sticking on this foam tack round the edge, giving it a nice bead. You know what I mean by a bead, which is a small line. I've actually got to put that on the bottom. This is quite needs a bit of a squeeze for some reason. You can see me putting that little bead all the way around until we meet the start of our bead. And there you go. So let's just spin the plane round, make sure. Now this is foam tack. Now, as I said, I'll show you how to do foam tack. But first of all, we put our little thing back on there, little red hat. Right, the idea of foam tack is first of all to get it the right way. So we put it on. I think that's the right way. I'm sure it is. Well, that's the right way. No, it's the top, isn't it? Anyway, so all we do is we push that on, and then you kind of make strings. You can see that. Let's see if I can get an extreme close up here. So you see them little strings? Yes, you can. Look at that, lovely. Look at it all glistering in the sun, or lights. So you make them strings, and you kind of give it a second, about a minute, and then once that's minute up, yeah. So while we're talking, it's probably a minute. As you see, it's already strung up. Give it a minute, and then you stick it back on, and it should be right as rain, he says. Okay, there you have it, the F9F Navy plane, ready to rock and roll. It's a lovely plane. I've actually just totally fallen in love with this. I would really love to see a giant scale of this one. I don't know if there is. Maybe they might make one. There's plenty of companies out there that would make one, but could you imagine this? I mean, you know, with something like a 90-inch EDF, or maybe even bigger. I'm sure they do bigger, but it would look pretty sexy in the air. As for building, yeah, it's as long as you look at the steps that I took that are a bit weird. Mainly, you know, sort of like making sure the wings are stuck, because otherwise there's no kind of rods to hold them. We could have used some cocktail sticks. We could have used something like that to hold them in the place in the foam, but I didn't. But you might want to. As you say, the electronics are made all nice and neat inside, so you know, there's nothing worse than pulling open a hatch and seeing a bird's nest. That's how things get disconnected and broken when you take batteries out, from what I've seen. Yellow. It's custard. So yeah, so that is it. I mean, as you see, I've actually, the nose is stuck on now. Also, I put in the bottom, stuck that back and down as well with the foam tack. As you say, it's the thrust. It was trying to leap out my hand when I put that thrust on. Excuse me. This baby's going to go. But yeah, so I won't. If you've only watched this video and it's the holiday season, then have a fantastic holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, have a brilliant Christmas. I hope you get lots of surprises. I've yet to see a plain size box under the tree. Yeah, or maybe it could be a voucher to buy a plane. That's why I haven't seen the box. Anyway, until then, keep flying, be safe, be happy. See you again soon. Ta-ra now, bye bye.